The Humane Society of Sedona is located on Shelby Drive in Sedona. Open daily from 10 to 4, they offer adoptable dogs, cats, and rabbits too. This Humane Society will host up to 1,000 animals a year. Volunteers are always needed in local rescues and animal shelters. Ask to speak with the volunteer coordinator. Visit the Humane Society of Sedona online or in person for more information about adopting a new pet.
So this gorgeous girl is named Muffin. She's 12 years old. She came to us in the middle of December, unfortunately because her owner passed away. She's a 12-year-old female Aussie heeler, sweet, sweet disposition. She's very easy to walk on a harness. She lived with other dogs. She'd be great with children, probably not with cats, but great with children. And she slept both inside and outside in a kennel, so she's used to both. And she just loves affection from people, and she is a really, really sweet, sweet girl that needs to have somebody come and take her home so that she can have her twilight years in luxury, that she deserves that. It's not her fault her owner passed away, and she just is a real, real sweet, sweet girl. So please come check her out because she is one of our beauties. She's got a blue and a brown eye, and is very, very playful. She's a young 12. She's very energetic, as you can see. She likes to run around the courtyard and play. So come check her out and see if you have it in your heart to bring her to your home. So this funky, handsome-looking boy is named Kuna. And Kuna, believe it or not, is about 8 years old, and he is a standard poodle. He looks this way because a woman that was coming back to Sedona had found him in a ditch in Idaho, and he had dreadlocks and mats all over him. He's malnourished, and she brought him back, so we had to have him shaved. But when his hair grows back, he's going to be gorgeous. He's a very, very sweet boy. He knows obedience. He sits, he gives you his paw. He's a very easy walk. He's very playful in the courtyard. He loves to toss toys around. But he's also, as you can see, very docile. He will be a good dog for anybody who knows poodles and wants to play, because 8 is really not that old for a poodle. And we just know that he doesn't like cats because he was adopted, and unfortunately he went after his new owner's cat, so they had to bring him back. So no home with cats. But older children would be great because he is playful. Adults would be great. We really don't know that much about him, but since he's been here, and he's only been here since about the middle of December, he would be a great addition to someone's home to come and play with him. And he sits cross-eyed, don't you? Look at that. And he's affectionate. He gives kisses, don't you? Yes, you do. So please come check him out because he needs to have a new start on his life because he had a tough situation going. So this is our Kuna. Right, baby? So here we have Buddy. Buddy is a 1.5-year-old Labrador Retriever. He's got a lot of energy, a lot of muscle. He's a big love bug. He came to us originally back in June and was adopted, but he's proven to be a little bit too rambunctious for small children. So he needs to be in a household with older kids or adults. He'd be great to go out on hikes because, as I said, he's got plenty of energy. He does need a bit of training because he still acts like a pup and he wants to do what he wants to do, but he's really settled in. Dogs probably need to be introduced. Cats, it's questionable. We don't know what his history is with cats, but I think once he got some training, he would really settle in and just be loving, because he's got a very, very loving nature. He's just a little bit of a goofball right now because of his age and not having any training. But he's loving to go on his walks every day, and he really is in good health, and he's exuberant. So we're hoping that somebody that's looking for a lovely dog to run around with and play, chase balls, and do all that kind of stuff will come and take a look at him, because he really is a sweetheart. So this little tyke is named Freddie. Fred, Frederick, Happy Fred, Fast Freddy, we give him a lot of names. You can see a very happy young Pomeranian mix. He's only about 2.5 years old, and he is very active. He loves to play. He loves to go on his walks as long as he can be in front. He has a lot to say to everybody on his walks. He's been kenneled with a couple of other dogs, so he has shown that he can get along as long as they know he's the boss, because he is a very confident little fella. But he loves to just get a lot of exercise, run around. He will need to have somebody that'll pay him a lot of attention, because he does crave attention from people. And if you don't want to give it to him, he'll make sure you know that you haven't been giving it to him, because he does love to be played with. So if somebody is interested in a young, active, happy boy that'll give you a lot of entertainment, because he is quite the character, please come check him out, because he is a sweetheart. And he's also potty trained. We take him out first thing in the morning. He doesn't go in his kennel, so he's a good boy. He could lose a little weight. He's a little bit chunky, but I'm sure anybody who adopted him could take care of that, and he'd make you a really, really fun companion. Right, sweetheart? Say hi. Say hi. Here we have one of our newer arrivals. His name is Bones, B-O-N-Z, and he came to us on December 30th with a very sad story. He had an older couple that were his owners that adored him, and unfortunately the gentleman passed away, and his widow had to move in with her daughter and son-in-law who didn't want the dog in the house. So everyone was here crying, I understand, having to surrender him, and I can understand why, because he is a lovely, lovely boy. He's a 2-year-old Border Collie mix. And he's got such a sweet, gentle disposition. He's very easy to walk. He slept on the owner's bed, so he's very used to love and affection. And he's very playful. He loves to play with balls, chase balls around, and he gets along with children, and he gets along with adults, and he would be a great addition to any home. He is he's really a very, very handsome boy. He's got a little white on him. He's obviously got something other than Border Collie, but his disposition is not high, nervousness. He's very quiet in his kennel, and so we really hope that somebody would come and give him a chance to start his life over again, because it's not his fault while he's here. So we really hope you'd come check out Bones, because he's a gorgeous boy, aren't you, honey? And he gives good kisses, too.
After the break, we'll visit with more adoptable dogs and cats from the Adopt for Life Center for Animals.
Camp Verde Eye Care has moved, but not too far, just a few doors from where they were in the Outpost Mall. It's the same expert service from Dr. Jack Houston and his knowledgeable staff in their terrific new surroundings. Since 1976, Camp Verde Eye Care has been helping residents of the Verde Valley to see more clearly. Call for an appointment or visit them online at cv-eyecare.com. They're still in the Basha Shopping Center and have a beautiful new facility. Camp Verde Eye Care accepts care credit.
Your local Taco Bell invites you to Live Moss. There are now 3 varieties of Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell: Nacho Cheese, Cool Ranch, and the new Fiery Doritos Locos Taco. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell, located on the corner of Highway 89A and Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
I actually work with special needs adults. One of our clients' mom is a Jackson Hewitt tax preparer. She said, you can get extra money for your expense for your driving. I got $3,000 back. I feel safe with Jackson Hewitt.
Well, who we have here is one of the shelter favorites. His name is Cash. He came to us in September as a stray. He's a 3.5-year-old Staffordshire Terrier, and he is just a big, big goofball. He loves people. He gets along with other dogs. He has this female staffy that he plays with, Ember, all the time, and they just love each other. They even sleep together with their arms around each other. So he's very, very good with dogs, but he would not be good with cats. He was adopted by someone who had cats, and they learned very quickly that cats and him are not meant to be. So he was brought back. So he shouldn't be in a home with cats, but other dogs would work out fine. Children would work out fine. He's been child tested with pulling ears and tails and everything, and he has no reaction. He just loves to play, loves to chase balls, loves to run around. We laugh because when he's going back into his kennel, he makes it sound like a javelina pig almost. He's just a real fun dog to have, and would give a lot of enjoyment to a family, I think. If you just come and check him out. He's a bit of a puller on his walk. He can walk nice, but if he sees something he wants to go for it, and he's kind of strong, so we have him on a harness. But he's just a love. We just love playing with him, and he's one of the favorites of the volunteers to walk every day because he's such a good boy. So please come check him out. Right? Yes, yes. Well, who we have here is Morency, and she's quite something. She's only 10 months old. She came to us on September 23rd because her elderly owner could not keep her anymore. She was a little bit too active for him. And she is a Labrador Retriever, female Labrador Retriever mix. She's got a lot of personality and a lot of energy because she is only 10 months old. She loves to play ball. I mean, she'll return the ball to you, drop it, for you to throw it again. She needs a lot of exercise because she is that young. She has lived with other dogs and cats and kids and adults, and she's just very social, but she's going to require a lot of exercise because of her breed and her age. And she is quite an interesting walk. She walks on her harness, but sometimes you got to control her, so she's going to need a little bit of training. But she's got a sweet disposition and a sweet personality. And she loves people, she loves attention, and that's typical of a lab. She's got gorgeous markings on her, and she really just needs to go to a household that is going to give her a lot of training and a lot of attention, and play with her and give her some exercise, and then I think she'll just turn into a wonderful, wonderful playmate. So we're hoping that you come and take a look at her and see if she fits your home, so that she can get her forever home, because she deserves it.
She is a 6-year-old hound shepherd mix, which is a lovely mix because she is a really pretty girl. She's a gentle creature, gentle soul, very sweet, sort of quiet a little bit at first, and then she warms up, and yeah, she's just a really, really sweet dog. She does seem to get along with other dogs, although it did say on her record that maybe she should be on her own. But I have seen her interact with other dogs, and she just kind of is in her own little world. She has shown no signs of aggression towards them. She's just, you know, a quiet little gal. She likes people. She takes a little while to warm up sometimes, but she does like people. I don't know how she is with children. But yeah, she's just a really, really nice dog. She's full grown, being 6, and so she just needs to gain maybe a little bit of weight. But yeah, this is the final look.
So here we have Abby. Abby is one of our more beautiful girls with her light brown eyes. She is a 3-year-old hound mix, female, and she has got a lot of energy. She has been adopted in return because she's got a couple of challenges. One of her challenges is that she can get over a 6-foot fence. She's very resourceful if she's left alone. The other is that she really doesn't like little dogs. She is kenneled right now with Rex, who's a male medium-sized dog, and they play beautifully together and are great in the kennel together. But little dogs are not her cup of tea. She is very good on a walk. She likes to walk, and she likes to play and chase balls. She has a little bit of attention deficit, so we have to get some training for her because she needs to get a little bit of obedience training. But she's just a gorgeous animal, and she's just very friendly. She loves people. She loves to be played with. And she just needs a home with somebody, probably older children that would play with her. She would have a great time. She'd be great hiking on trails because she does have a lot of energy. So we're hoping that you come and check her out because she really does deserve to go home to a good home. She's a very, very sweet, sweet girl and needs a good family to love her. Our little Buddy. Buddy is a 1-year-old corgi mix that came to us as a stray November 21st. He is very timid at first with new people, but once he gets to know you, he is really a sweetheart. He loves attention. He's got high energy. He loves to run around and play in the courtyard. He's actually kenneled with a fat female chihuahua named Sugar, and they curl up on the bed together, so he gets along with other dogs. There have been as many as 3 dogs with him in the kennel, and he's been really good with all of them. He loves to go up to the park and just run till his heart's content, chasing dogs around and chasing balls around. And he's just a sweet, sweet boy, but he's going to need some confidence because he probably had a troubled first year. But he's just, he's really, really very, very sweet. And we're just hoping that he's a tiny guy, as you can see. He's not a big dog. And he's going to be full grown. He's not going to get any bigger than this. And we're just hoping that somebody will come and want to love him because once he gets to know you, he'll be an absolute sweetheart. So please come check him out. Right, mister? Yes.
After the break, we'll visit with more adoptable dogs and cats from the Humane Society of Sedona.
Your local Taco Bell invites you to Live Moss. There are now 3 varieties of Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell: Nacho Cheese, Cool Ranch, and the new Fiery Doritos Locos Taco. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell, located on the corner of Highway 89A and Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Hi, I'm Paul, proud owner of High Desert Pest and Weed Control, with a sincere thank you for voting as #1 3 years in a row.
Congratulations, Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, High Desert Pest and Weed Control offer 100% guaranteed positive results. So if you're fed up dealing with spiders, scorpions, roaches, and other pests, rely on a company that's been serving Sedona and the Verde Valley since 1998. Call Mr. Paul at 639-4444. That's 639-4444.
I keep a file where I have everything that's tax deductible. Then when I bring it in, it's all right there. When you first retire, you want to go to someone that you really have confidence in and that you trust, and I trust Jackson Hewitt. I'm Terry Morgan, and I'm a real Jackson Hewitt customer.
Camp Verde Eye Care has moved, but not too far, just a few doors from where they were in the Outpost Mall. It's the same expert service from Dr. Jack Houston and his knowledgeable staff in their terrific new surroundings. Since 1976, Camp Verde Eye Care has been helping residents of the Verde Valley to see more clearly. Call for an appointment or visit them online at cv-eyecare.com. They're still in the Basha Shopping Center and have a beautiful new facility. Camp Verde Eye Care accepts care credit.
This is Stormy. He's a beautiful, gentle kitty, very playful, and very busy, very active. So he would probably suit any sort of home. He's 4 years old and he is medium hair, which means his hair's a little bit longer than the short hair, but not quite as long as a long hair. But he is quite fluffy and he's got this beautiful fluffy tail. And I think he's going to be great for any sort of family, possibly not very, very young children. It says on his record, a mature home is preferred. It's possible that he came from a mature home, so I guess that would be a good fit. But he seems a really gentle, sweet soul, so I think pretty much anybody. If you like his face, please come and meet him. This beautifully spectacular kitty is called Leo. He is some sort of pedigree, I think. It doesn't really say in his record, but I think he must be some sort of ragdoll perhaps, or a flame point. He has got this very gorgeous sort of flattish face and blue eyes and this spectacular long hair, which is kind of whitey cream. He's got really big paws and he's just a very gentle soul. He was a little bit shy when he first came to us, but he is warming up. And I think just a really quiet home, away from any sort of chaos or noise, and he'll just kind of sit around and look beautiful, because that's what he is. You're just a gorgeous boy, yes you are. This is Luna. She's a black short-haired kitty and she is 4 years old. She's quite plump. She's been very, very well cared for. And I think she'd suit any sort of home, not least because she's outgoing and she's very confident. And yeah, I think she's just a great, great cat. She's lived with other kitties, so she's got a very adaptable personality, I think.
the break, we'll visit with more adoptable dogs and cats from the Humane Society of Sedona.
When you first retire, you go from having the income coming in to being on fixed income. You're worried about keeping what you've got. And it's nice to know that I've got Jackson Hewitt to help take some of that worry off my shoulders.
We know life can be time-consuming, especially when you're running a business. You'd love to give more to your community, but you just can't find the time to do both. What if there was an easy way for you to run your business while giving back to your community? Would you do it? You can do both by enrolling in the new Payments in Kind Give Back program from National Processing Solutions. What is the Payments in Kind Give Back program? As an NPS merchant, NPS will give back 20% of their proceeds to any local charity or organization of your choice. The donation is in your name and is made at zero cost to you. To find out how, visit paymentsinkind.com or call us at 888-696-7783. That's 888-696-7783. The Payments in Kind Give Back program, helping you help your community.
Hi, I'm Paul, proud owner of High Desert Pest and Weed Control, with a sincere thank you for voting as #1 3 years in a row.
Congratulations, Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, High Desert Pest and Weed Control offer 100% guaranteed positive results. So if you're fed up dealing with spiders, scorpions, roaches, and other pests, rely on a company that's been serving Sedona and the Verde Valley since 1998. Call Mr. Paul at 639-4444. That's 639-4444.
This is Gravy. She is a silver and white, and she is a little bit round, but very, very cuddly and super soft fur. She's 4 years old, and she has lived with cats and dogs in a mature home, which probably means that there weren't any kids in the home. She's a really, really nice kitty, and she looks a bit active, but I think she'd probably be okay as a lap cat. So I would say pretty much any sort of home would probably suit her. She's not too shy, so yeah, she's pretty and very soft. This is Tillman. He loves to be petted, and he's a very sweet boy. He's only 1 year old, so he's actually quite big. He hasn't long left his kitten stage, so he's probably very playful. He's black, and it's likely that he gets along well with other kitties. He came in as a stray, so we're not exactly sure of his background, but I think he'd be pretty adaptable to any sort of background, any sort of household, simply because he's just so very young. And he's a little bit frightened at first, but he warms up very quickly. He's actually quite relaxed now. And when he does meow, oh boy, he has got a very, very big voice. Aren't you? Yeah. Oh, and he's purring now. He's a very contented little boy, aren't you? Fancy that. Gone from wailing to purring in just a few minutes. This is Derby Crash. I have no idea why he was named that, but that's his name. It can be changed. I don't think he particularly knows it. He's only a young boy. He's only 7 to 8 months old, so he's going to be very adaptable in any sort of home. And he is a Maine Coon, which makes him this very handsome long-haired guy. And he's got this huge fluffy tail, and just the really gentlest of natures, and he'll be playful too. So he's going to be fun, and he's going to be a great addition to any sort of home. I don't know if he likes dogs, so he'd have to be carefully introduced, but I would imagine he's pretty adaptable, being a very young kitty. This is Kenzie. She is a 3-month-old grey kitten or silver kitten. She is really sweet. She's playful, but she's also very gentle, and she's quite happy to sit on my lap. So she may be going to be ending up a lap cat. Who knows? She came in with other siblings, and yeah, she's a very, very adaptable kitty, I imagine. So I think any sort of home would be fine. Yeah, and then she can grow up, and yeah, I think she's going to be a really nice kitty, aren't you? She's very gentle, but I saw her really playing earlier, so you can be quite active. With young kittens, they can be very, very active, and then they go real passive and quiet, and then they're active again. So they go kind of in cycles. So it's worth bearing in mind if you're considering a kitten that they're going to have some real active moments during the day, sometimes at night. It's also quite a good idea to get 2 kittens because then they can play with each other. And she comes with a sibling. There's a sibling called Tyrone. She's in with at the moment in her cottage.
After the break, we'll visit with the Adopt for Life Center for Animals.
Verde Veterinary Hospital in Cottonwood is your full-service companion animal hospital and has achieved AAHA accreditation, reflecting total commitment to provide quality veterinary care throughout the life of your pet. Verde Vet provides comprehensive medical, surgical, and dental care and offers 24-hour emergency service and house calls. Heartworm testing, feline viral testing, and nail testing, all available without an appointment. Verde Veterinary Hospital.
Hey, it's your girl Jillian with a big offer called Switch and Save. Switch to Jackson Hewitt from any competitor and save $50 off your tax prep fees from last year. How cool is that? Check out the details on jacksonhewitt.com.
Your local Taco Bell invites you to Live Moss. There are now 3 varieties of Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell: Nacho Cheese, Cool Ranch, and the new Fiery Doritos Locos Taco. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell, located on the corner of Highway 89A and Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
The Adopt for Life Center for Animals is located on Mingus Avenue in Cottonwood, open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 3. They offer many adoptable dogs and cats. Volunteers are always needed in local rescues and animal shelters. Ask to speak with the volunteer coordinator. Visit the Adopt for Life Center for Animals online or in person for more information about adopting a new pet.
This beautiful guy is Zilly. Zilly is our most senior resident here. He's been here for 13 months, which is way, way too long for an animal to be in this environment. So we really need to find him a home, and we need to find him a home quickly. Zilly's a 2 or 3 year old golden retriever mix of some sort. He's highly active, needs lots of exercise, but he's an absolute love bug. I love this guy. We've been together so long that we have a real special relationship, and I really need to find him somebody that can share the love that he has to give. Zilly is a very active fellow, so he would do best in a family that, you know, likes to hike or get out and be active themselves and can take him with them. He does not do very well with little kids, so if you have children, they'd have to be kind of older. He is not fond of cats whatsoever, and he doesn't do real well with other dogs either. So best combination for him would probably be, you know, a home with a, you know, a young couple or a middle-aged couple, someone that's, you know, active lifestyle, doesn't have any children, or if they do have children, the children are older. And again, no pets, no other pets in the home would be the best suggestion for him. He will, with his energy level, he really needs to exercise a lot. So I would really suggest a fenced yard, a home with a fenced yard. The fence should probably be a higher fence because he's fully capable of, he's so big he could probably get over a smaller fence if he desired to do that. Hopefully he would like his house so much he wouldn't want to do that. You'd like your people, wouldn't you? Yeah. And all around, he's just a wonderful, wonderful guy. He's so friendly with people. I kind of have to, because he's so big and crazy sometimes, I have to kind of manhandle him to get a leash and stuff on him, and he never ever shows any aggression whatsoever. So that's really a positive thing, and he'd just make a wonderful companion. He'll bond with you and just, you know, increase your happiness, I'm sure. And that's my good buddy Zilly. Okay, this beautiful guy is Checkers. Checkers came to us. He was kind of a young guy. He's grown up a little bit. And he also had a little bit of a problem. He had a leg issue going on. And when he stands up for you here, you'll notice that Checkers is missing one of his rear legs. So he's what they call a tripod. But don't let that concern you, because that doesn't slow this guy down at all. In fact, I probably shouldn't tell you this story, but I will because it's just interesting to give you an idea how competent he is. We did have Checkers adopted out to a family. They had a 4-foot fence, and they thought that they were doing real good, except Checkers had no problem whatsoever getting over the 4-foot fence. So the loss of his one leg doesn't slow this guy down one bit. And as you see, he is a friendly, just active, got a beautiful disposition to him. He's a beautiful dog altogether himself, too. He's probably got some pit bull in him, but you'd never know it by his disposition because he's just so friendly. Just a friendly guy and just so nice, loves people. Sees somebody coming by his cage, his tail's just wagging at 100 miles an hour, and he's standing there with those big eyes just looking at you saying, "Come take me, come take me." So we're here today to tell you to come take him. This guy is a great animal, and as I said, 3 legs, it means nothing to this guy. It's just, the way he gets around is just phenomenal. I mean, if you ever had a question about how a dog with 3 legs would do, this guy would be the poster child for it. He gets along with everybody. He's not aggressive toward other animals that we have seen. I'm not so sure about cats because we don't really mix them with cats so much, but he doesn't get worked up at all around other dogs. He just wants to play. He's just full of life and full of love, and the only thing that's missing is a permanent home for him. So, and he's been here for 6 months now, so it's time we get him adopted and get him into a good home. He'd do great with children. That's no problem whatsoever. And even though, as I say, he's got 3 legs, he still needs lots of exercise because he's full of energy. So this is my buddy Checkers. Yeah, he's my good buddy, and he can be your good buddy too if you just take him home, right? Yeah, okay. Tell him, we're telling him. All right, that's Checkers. this beautiful guy is Checkers. Checkers came to us. He was kind of a young guy. He's grown up a little bit. And he also had a little bit of a problem. He had a leg issue going on. And when he stands up for you here, you'll notice that Checkers is missing one of his rear legs. So he's what they call a tripod. But don't let that concern you, because that doesn't slow this guy down at all. In fact, I probably shouldn't tell you this story, but I will, because it's just interesting to give you an idea how competent he is. We did have Checkers adopted out to a family. They had a 4-foot fence, and they thought that they were doing real good, except Checkers had no problem whatsoever getting over the 4-foot fence. So the loss of his one leg doesn't slow this guy down one bit. And as you see, he is a friendly, just active, got a beautiful disposition to him. He's a beautiful dog altogether himself, too. He's probably got some pit bull in him, but you'd never know it by his disposition, because he's just so friendly. Just a friendly guy, and just so nice, loves people. Sees somebody coming by his cage, his tail's just wagging at 100 miles an hour, and he's standing there with those big eyes just looking at you saying, "Come take me, come take me." So we're here today to tell you to come take him. This guy is a great animal, and as I said, 3 legs, it means nothing to this guy. It's just, the way he gets around is just phenomenal. I mean, if you ever had a question about how a dog with 3 legs would do, this guy would be the poster child for it. He gets along with everybody. He's not aggressive toward other animals that we have seen. I'm not so sure about cats, because we don't really mix them with cats so much, but he doesn't get worked up at all around other dogs. He just wants to play. He's just full of life and full of love, and the only thing that's missing is a permanent home for him. So, and he's been here for 6 months now, so it's time we get him adopted and get him into a good home. He'd do great with children. That's no problem whatsoever. And even though, as I say, he's got 3 legs, he still needs lots of exercise because he's full of energy. So this is my buddy Checkers. Yeah, he's my good buddy, and he can be your good buddy too if you just take him home, right? Yeah, okay. Tell him, we're telling him. All right, that's Checkers. This beautiful little girl is called Sammy. Sammy is about a 1 to 2 year old pit bull mix. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's got this fawn coat and these beautiful green eyes. And she's very, very loving with human beings. Not so fond of other dogs. And she doesn't have a whole lot of manners. She's kind of hard to walk. But she's been here for quite some time with us now, and we're trying to find an adoption home for her. She's high energy, but she's very, very sweet. I mean, she's just one of the sweetest girls we have around here. She just doesn't care for other dogs. Now, that might be something, she's young enough, it could be overcome if people want to take the time to train her. This environment's so hard because her cage is one of those that we walk all the dogs past, and a lot of the dogs get excited and they show an aggressive behavior behind there, but once they get out, they're really not all that bad. So I'm not sure how she's going to be, but Sammy. But all in all, she's just really a good girl. I mean, as you can see, she's very easy going here, but she's going to need a yard because she's high activity level. And like I say, when she goes on her walk, she pulls like a freight train. For a little girl, she's got a whole lot of strength. But I think she'd probably be okay with kids. Like I say, she's just really good with all people, so I don't know that she'd be a problem with kids, but she's probably going to have to be the only pet in the home. I think that's her biggest drawback. And as I say, probably the reason she's been here is that she doesn't show very well in the cage. She, when other dogs walk past, she gets pretty active, and that kind of turns people off. But all in all, she's just a sweet girl, and I think she'd make a wonderful pet for someone if you've got a yard and you got some time to train her. She's going to need some training. She's very, very smart. So that won't be a problem. The problem is going to be giving her enough activity and spending some time with her so she can learn how to do things right, learn some manners. She's just a little short on manners, but otherwise she's really a good girl. And this is Sammy. Okay, this girl here is a 2-year-old, 1 to 2-year-old pit bull mix, and her name is Purdy. Purdy is a beautiful brindle, brown-eyed girl, a couple of little white markings on her. Kind of joking on her treat right now. She's very treat motivated, and that's what we're seeing going on right here. Oh, Purdy. Anyway. Purdy's a good girl, loves her humans, loves to give kisses, loves to jump up on you, loves to bang into you. She's very friendly, not too bad with other dogs, but I think you'd have to be very, very slow in doing an introduction. Quite honestly, I think, you know, she'd probably be better off being the only animal in the home. But, you know, given time, if you had another pet and you really liked her and you wanted to give her a home, I think if you just took your time with them and introduced them, I think she's very capable of becoming friends with another animal. It's not the best choice, but if you know it meant her getting adopted, I think it'd be worth a try. She is going to have a yard. You're probably not going to have enough energy to burn her out, get rid of the energy she has. So she's going to have a yard where she can run and get rid of some of the high intensity that she's got in her. I wouldn't recommend small kids, again, just because, not because of her temperament, just because she's so crazy. She'll see him and she'll want to go see him and she'll just run and bang right into him and knock him over probably. So I don't think that's a good idea for her right now. But other than that, she's just a beautiful girl. Big kiss. Can I have a kiss, Purdy? Hey, can I have a kiss? Thank you for kisses. Yeah. Anyway, that's my girl, Purdy. 2-year-old, brindle, female pit mix. This beautiful guy is called DOG, and that's spelled D-O-G. And I don't know why we have that for a name, but that's what we ended up with here. He's a 2-year-old black lab mix. Got a sweet, loving, calm personality. Yes, he does. Very, very friendly, gets along with everybody. Absolutely no signs of aggression toward other animals that we have seen. And he's just an active guy that just loves to be loved and loves to run and have fun. And that's probably one of the reasons he's here, is that he likes to run a little too much. He's got out of the yard a couple times and the people just kind of got tired of dealing with it and chasing him down, and so they ended up surrendering him. So he's had a home, we know that, and it was a good home, and he just had that one little problem. So if you're considering him, you'd have to have a place where you can be sure it was kind of secure so that he wouldn't get himself in trouble by doing a little bit of extra exercising on his own there. I don't know much about him in terms of if he plays ball or does other things that you can do to occupy time. So just in case, you just need to be someone that'll take him out and give him walks and be sure he gets enough exercise, because that's going to be the secret to having a nice, happy home with this guy. I think if he's exercised properly, he's not going to have that desire to go out and take off on you and everything else. So, but he's a really, really wonderful guy, and he deserves a good home, and I think he'd be a perfect family pet, perfect best friend and companion for a single person. Anything you want, this guy will fit in and adapt to it. So this 2-year-old black lab, DOG is his name, and he needs a home. beautiful little girl is Diamond. Diamond, as you can see, has a little bit of a Staffordshire Terrier mix in her. She's really, really a wonderful girl. She loves people, loves to give big sloppy kisses. Can I give a sloppy kiss? Not yet, okay. And as I say, she just loves people. Not so much other animals. I think she may have been one of those that they had in mind as a breeder. She's extremely powerful. Her muscle tone is amazing. So it makes me believe that whoever had her at first was kind of looking at her as being a breeder for some other pit bulls. But I think with some socialization she might do all right. But at first I really would suggest that she be the only animal, only pet in the home. As I say, she's very gentle with people, so I wouldn't have any concerns with her as far as being around children and everything. In fact, I think she'd love it. She loves to play. She's a high activity kind of a girl. And so I think it would just be a good situation for her to be in a home where she was the main focus of attention. She would need a yard to run around in. She is, as I say, very active. She needs lots and lots of exercise. Out on the road when we take our walk, she's very easy to walk. She doesn't pull at all. Hey, look up, look up. She doesn't pull. She just follows right along. When she gets closer to the shelter, she pulls because I think she sees it as home. But I think she'd much rather be in a real home where people could be there to love her all the time, right? Kiss, good kiss. Okay, this is Baron. Baron is a 2-year-old heeler mix. He's male, obviously. Really great guy, and we really would like to get Baron adopted because Baron has been here since July. And the only reason he's not adopted, I believe, is he's a maniac in the cage. This guy is like a living pogo stick. He can jump straight up so high in the cage that you can see his entire body over the dividers we've got. So if you're going to take Baron, you're going to have a very, very, very high fence, something that he can't jump over, or at least something that he can't get his paws into if he wants to try to climb. So he's going to be kind of difficult from that aspect, but in terms of an animal, he's really a good guy. I mean, he walks beautifully. He's just high energy. If you look at him, I want to tell everybody, we don't starve our dogs. Baron gets as much to eat as anybody else does, and even more, but he's just one of those dogs that he's got a high metabolism rate. He's just a go, go, go kind of a guy. And so he doesn't put on any weight. And he may have some other, thin breed like a Whippet or a miniature greyhound or something like that in him. I don't know, because he's been this way since we've had him here, and he's been here since July. And we really need to find him a home. And as I say, other than his activity level, he's a sweetheart. He gets along with other dogs. He's just really an easygoing guy. He's just a clown. He's just an absolute clown. He just likes to jump and run and play and just all full of excitement. So that's a good sit. Here you go. Here's a good treat for you for sitting. He'd be very good with kids. Again, really good temperament to him. Real lover. Yeah, you're a lover. Yes, you are. I said that. And he really needs a yard, but as I say, it's going to have to be a pretty high fence. A good secure yard would work for him. Normal 4-foot or 5-foot fence, I don't think is going to do it, because he can probably take that without ever touching it. So anyway, this is Baron. Beautiful markings, brown and black, and it's on the other side here. There's a little patch of brown over here on the other side too. There's some brown in his ears as well, but Just a really beautiful guy, got a great disposition, great temperament, just a high activity level. As you can see, sitting down is not his strength. Not your strength. You want to go, go, go. And that's Baron. This girl here is Star. Star is a 1-year-old, maybe a little older than 1.5 maybe. She's some sort of a terrier pit mix. I don't know, you know, it looks like she's got some pit in her, but you know, she's just, you know, I wouldn't go so far as to say she's a pit. I think she's more of a terrier mix of some sort, but I don't want to deceive people either, so there might be some pit in her. She's a really good girl, highly active. One of her problems, she's been here for a while now, probably about 3 months, and I think one of the reasons she doesn't get adopted is not because of her personality, because she's got a great personality. I just think it's her activity level. She's just so crazy in the cage that people look at her and they kind of get scared away and say, oh, I don't think I want her. She's too wild for me. But as you see, she's not all that wild. She's really a pretty good girl once you get her out of the cage. She pulls a little bit on her leash, can use a little bit of work there. But all in all, I mean, she's a friendly girl, likes to give kisses, and all of a sudden she's decided there's something down there she wants. Come here. Turn around. Camera's over here. There you go. So a family would work for her. I think she'd be good with kids, but it's going to have to be an active family. If she had a fenced-in yard where she could burn off some of her energy, that would make things even better. I think once you get rid of the energy level, she's really a sweet girl, and she'd be, you know, wonderful as a family pet. But you got to get the exercise in there, because this is a dog that will not be happy being confined and not having a lot of room to run or a lot of time out with her family or friends or whatever. So if you're going to think about her, if you're an active family, I think it'll work. If you're looking for a couch potato dog, this is not your animal here. Anyway, again, her name is Star, 1-year-old, maybe a little older, kind of a terrier pit mix, very friendly girl, needs a home pretty bad. She's been here about 3 or 4 months now, and we really need to find a home for her. So that's Star. This is Fringe. Fringe is a 2 to 3 year old pit bull, Staffordshire Terrier mix. Weighs in at somewhere between 80 and 100 pounds probably. One of the most powerful dogs you're ever going to experience. Going to have somebody that can control him. And I go 250 pounds and I have a struggle with him. So that gives you any barometer on what we're talking about here. The good thing for all of this is he is just a love bug. Can I have kisses? I want a kiss. Give me a kiss. Thank you for kisses. So he loves human beings, does not like other dogs, does not like cats. It's going to have to be the only pet in the home. He demands all of your attention, doesn't want to share with anybody. Highly active. I'd like to tell you he's easy to take for walks, but he's not. He likes to pull a lot, and you know, he'll let up a little bit as you go along, but you know, your first couple 100 yards is going to be an experience with him. But he's well behaved. I mean, other than the fact he just wants to do his thing when he goes on walks, it's not his fault. We just don't walk fast enough. That's the only problem. He's got his own pace in mind, and we just don't keep up with it. So, but he's really a good guy, and he'll have a lot of fun with them. He'll bond with you. As you see, he's very, very friendly toward people. He loves everybody he meets. He'd probably be great with kids, too, if he wouldn't knock them over. That's the only concern I'd have for that. But he's just a wonderful, wonderful guy. He's only been with us a couple months, but with his size and strength, he's going to be hard to place. So If you think you have any interest in him whatsoever, I'd get in there and take a look at him, because we don't want to keep him around long. He's the type of an animal that really needs to get out and get some exercise and get into a good home where people can love him and he can love them back. And that's my buddy Fringe.
After the break, we'll visit with more adoptable dogs and cats from the Adopt for Life Center for Animals.
Verde Veterinary Hospital in Cottonwood is your full-service companion animal hospital and has achieved AAHA accreditation, reflecting total commitment to provide quality veterinary care throughout the life of your pet. Verde Vet provides comprehensive medical, surgical, and dental care and offers 24-hour emergency service and house calls. Heartworm testing, feline viral testing, and nail testing, all available without an appointment. Verde Veterinary Hospital.
Hi, I'm Paul, proud owner of High Desert Pest and Weed Control, with a sincere thank you for voting as #1 3 years in a row.
Congratulations, Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, High Desert Pest and Weed Control offer 100% guaranteed positive results. So if you're fed up dealing with spiders, scorpions, roaches, and other pests, rely on a company that's been serving Sedona and the Verde Valley since 1998. Call Mr. Paul at 639-4444. That's 639-4444.
This is Dottie, 5-year-old female, mature lady, looking for her forever home. She's very friendly, gets along great with other cats, would prefer a quieter home, possibly one other cat. And again, Dottie, 5-year-old, black and white female, looking for her forever home. This is Maple, tabby with a lot of Maine Coon heritage. She's, we're guessing, a mature lady of about 3 or 4. She was basically just handed to us without any information. So other than that, we don't know a whole lot of her history. She's very friendly. She gets along well with other cats. She's a typical Maine Coon as far as her personality, playful and friendly. Again, Maple, 3-4-year-old female tabby with a whole bunch of Maine Coon, and she would love to go home with you today. This is Freddie, about a 5-year-old older gentleman, male, neutered, black and white. He's highly friendly. He loves other cats. He definitely loves people. He would like to follow you around all day and be your best friend forever. Freddie is probably fine with small children, although we haven't tested him. And he's definitely great with other cats. Again, Freddie, 5-year-old, male, neutered, black and white, very friendly, looking for his forever home, although hopefully not up there. This is Magic, a 5-6-year-old female spayed tortie. She's very friendly. She makes a great lap cat. She likes other cats, gets along well with them, and she would be a fine addition to anybody's home. Again, Magic, 5-6-year-old tortie, female, spayed, looking for her forever home. This is Charm, a long-haired black cat. She's about 1 year old. She's still very timid. She would do great in a single pet household. She's very loving. She loves to sit on your lap. She, of course, is quite curious. And again, Charm, a long-haired black female, 1 year old, looking for her forever home. This is Mickey Mouse, an unfortunate name, but a great cat. He's about 7 years old, male, neutered. His owner could no longer care for him, and he had to move in here at the animal shelter. He's declawed, front and back, and he loves snuggling. He would make a great lap cat, and is looking for his forever home. Again, Mickey Mouse, a male, neutered, 7-year-old, declawed, front and back cat looking for his forever home. This is Charm, a 1-year-old black female. She's long-haired, which is not very usual in a black hair. She's very friendly. She's a little timid and shy, but once she gets to know you, she loves you. She'll sit on your lap. She likes to play by herself. She might enjoy a quiet home without other cats. Again, it's Charm, a 1-year-old black, long-haired female, very affectionate and very friendly, a little bit shy. Yeah.
All animals leaving the Adopt for Life Center for Animals are given rabies vaccinations and are spayed or neutered. If the animal's not old enough, vouchers will be given to the adopted family. Visit the Adopt for Life Center for Animals on Mingus Avenue in Cottonwood to visit with any of the animals seen on this program. More pets are waiting for new homes at the Adopt for Life Center for Animals.